Caitlin Clark, let it be known, she does not like this Stephanie White offense, how these players in the WNBA don't even know where to move or how to move or where to cut. And that leads to a lot of her turnovers. And she also states how much she misses Lisa Bluder. And I think all of us Indiana Fever Caitlin Clark fans prefer if Lisa Bluder was the head coach of the Indiana.
Caitlin Clark didn't just rack up points. She might have rewritten the entire playbook. Picture this, smashing rookie records while throwing some serious shade at the offense she's running. Then, like something out of a basketball fairy tale, hoping her former college coach swoops in to save the day. Clark's making waves bigger than a half-court buzzer beater, and the drama behind the scenes could be even more intense than the action on the court. The divide in that locker room? You won't believe how deep it might run.
I mean, what's going on here? And I'm sorry, but if Stephanie White's supposed to be this all-world coach, you're not going to show up to a game against the Phoenix Mercury with DeWanna Bonner playing on the other side after what she did to the Indiana Fever franchise, and you show up there and somehow the team is lifeless? Sophie Cunningham coming back to Phoenix and the team is lifeless? That is the coach.
Caitlin Clark didn't enter the WNBA just to politely dribble around and follow the standard pass here, run there playbook. Nope. This is the same athlete who, back in her rookie college season, had Lisa Bluder practically hand her the keys to a Ferrari with a, "Go drive it, but don't crash." And Clark didn't just keep it on the road. She tore off-road, hit 90 in a 40 zone, and somehow still made every moment look like a highlight reel.
Sums up why I can't stand Stephanie White as a basketball coach for Caitlin Clark. I don't think that Stephanie White is a bad coach. Don't get it twisted. She's not a bad coach at all. I just don't think she's the right coach for Caitlin Clark. So let's take a listen to this right here. This was on the podcast with Super.
But I think that's even been something like me and Steph have always talk about when we go and watch film, and even that New York game where I played really, really well. Obviously scored a lot of points. I think I had 9 assists or 10 assists that game.
She was a rebound and assist off a 32-point triple-double. And is the only reason her team's in the game.
You can only imagine the shock when she arrived in the WNBA and found herself running the Stephanie White offense, which, to be brutally honest, feels less like a basketball strategy and more like a neighborhood HOA meeting debating the mailbox paint colors. Rules everywhere, creativity nowhere.
Man, it's just going to be interesting to see her come back and see this team fully go full circle around their set leader, and I'm still banking on it being Caitlin Clark. Without Caitlin Clark, they had 19 in the one game and 16 in their previous game without CC even playing.
Then came the Liberty game. Caitlin wasn't just warming up. She was straight up blazing, like someone needed to call the fire department because this gym was about to go up in flames. When the fourth quarter hit, sure, she had a couple of turnovers. Big deal. Even Michael Jordan had his moments, and no one benched him with a "go grab a folding chair" message. But with Clark, boom, she was sidelined like a kid in timeout.
My precious Cece, she was upset. She didn't say nothing, no smiling, walked off, not looking at no cameras. I'm talking about, you can tell it's all on her face. She got it in her mind. But look, I need y'all to understand. That was so embarrassing and pathetic, and the teamwork was not there. But I remember Jordan had got hurt his second year. He didn't come back into playoffs, and that playoff series was legendary. He scored 63 points in one game, but he still lost though.
Meanwhile, other players were handing the ball away like it was a gift basket at a raffle, and still logging plenty of minutes. Except for Tash and Mitchell. Seems like they're the only two besides Clark who've been allowed to play like basketball isn't some kind of military drill.
The Stephanie White offense compared to what she was doing at Iowa when she took over the world. Let's take a look.
At the college, it was very similar. All out attack, we're known to have 5 shooters on the floor at all time. We played with really good floor spacing, and at Iowa it was the same way. 4 people were on the floor that could shoot at the same time. Then obviously we usually played with a true post, but they rarely missed too. Like Mon never missed. Like Hannah Stolke was tremendous when I was there too. And even our backup post players, like I always think about like how Coach Bluder like ran practices and things. And like, I'm very fortunate looking back and like now going to like watch other colleges practices and things like that. Like she really like was so intentional about like making sure everyone was on the same.
Here's the problem. Coaches like Stephanie White get so caught up in don't make a mistake basketball that they forget this game is supposed to be a show. You can't win fans or even games if your main strategy is try not to embarrass yourself. That's not offense. It's hostage negotiation with a ticking shot clock. Lisa Bluder never coached like that. She didn't panic when Caitlin threw a risky pass or pulled up from way beyond the arc. Bluder knew that high risk, high reward plays are the payoff. You don't strip a player's freedom just because one gamble didn't pan out. You double down, because the next one could be the game winner. But under White's system, and with Caitlin's vision, that's where things get frustrating. Clark sees plays developing seconds before anyone else. That's a gift most veterans can only dream of. Yet instead of unleashing that talent, White keeps her trapped in a tight box, like she's scared Caitlin might dribble into another dimension if given too much freedom.
In over 10 years, and Caitlin Clark has something to do with that, man. They was 8-5 with Caitlin. At the end of the day, no matter how many games they win, they lost more games without Caitlin Clark playing. Like, so everybody argument that Caitlin Clark is the Achilles heel, Caitlin Clark is this and that, your argument is obsolete, bro. They will forever have that notion on there, that blemish on there. Now, if they would have won more games, lost less, then you might have had something.
You know what the WNBA is really missing right now? Basketball IQ that leads the game, not trails behind it. Some college coaches have that in spades. Honestly, if Lisa Bluder stepped into the league tomorrow, she'd have her team putting up 110 points a night without even breaking a sweat. Meanwhile, the current system is busy crushing creativity in favor of playing it safe. That's about as thrilling as watching paint dry in slow motion. Players hesitate to take risks because risks mean more time on the bench. And for someone like Caitlin Clark, that means her creativity gets stifled and her confidence chipped away. It's time to bring back that college freedom. Bring back coaches who understand that one turnover born from creativity is worth 10 safe plays that go nowhere. Bring the Lisa Bluder energy back to the WNBA. Maybe then, we'll start seeing the kind of basketball that grabs people's attention instead of making them scroll right past.
Still lost though. But at the end of the day, he fought. And you could tell that he missed being away from the game. So I can see my precious CC coming back doing her thing for the playoffs. I just want her to be 100% healthy at the end of the day. If Stephanie White gonna keep jeopardizing.
Right now, the only thing more predictable than the offense is Caitlin Clark getting benched just for daring to be exciting. If that's the new normal, don't be surprised when the league loses what it desperately needs most. Players who actually make you want to watch. And let's call out the elephant in the gym, the WNBA's obsession with veteran preference. Thought meritocracy ruled? Cute. The reality is simple. If you've been around longer than a rookie, you can stumble over your own feet, miss 3 open layups, or even pass the ball to the mascot, and you'll still stay on the court. But a rookie makes one flashy turnover while trying to make a play? Boom. From day one, Lisa Bluder didn't just hand Clark the offense. She practically gift-wrapped it, slapped a "do not return" sticker on it, and said, "It's yours now. Make it shine." Bluder knew confidence isn't built by yanking players off the court for every mistake. It's built by letting them figure it out in real time, even if that means some ugly possessions along the way.
Indiana Fever fans, so let's keep it real. Let's keep it 100 like I'm being frank. You hear me? So let me ask y'all again. Is Stephanie White a good coach? A great coach? I'm waiting. No, she not. Not even close. If anything, she puts a star in the offense. She's sucking the life out of the team, out of the franchise. And Kelly Krostoff, whatever her name is, Lyndon, you hear me? They all need to go.
Looking at recent events, Stephanie White's offense feels more like doing your taxes. Complicated, full of unnecessary steps, and always leaving someone frustrated. The plays are rigid, the the ball moves cautiously. It's like driving 35 miles per hour in the fast lane with your hazard lights on. Sure, you might avoid crashes, but you're definitely killing the fun. And here's the real issue. This isn't about Caitlin just having rookie jitters. It's about smothering the very thing that made her stand out, her unpredictability. You on the defense scared she might pull up from the logo, thread an impossible pass, or flip the game's rhythm on a dime. You don't get that by forcing her to play in a system that treats creativity like a technical fault. It's basically code for, play our way, even if it kills your natural game. Meanwhile, coaches like Lisa Bluder don't just get the X's and O's, they get the players. They know when to push, when to ease off, and when to let a star shine. You really think Bluder would have benched Clark after 2 turnovers in the fourth quarter? Nope. She'd have been drawing up the next play, telling her, go make them regret thinking you're off your game.
Stephanie White, Indiana Fever head coach Stephanie White remains fully confident in her team following Thursday's deflating loss. The veteran coach sent a clear message. It was a 35-point ass drubbing. It was deliverance and Ned Beatty. Anybody seen that? Squeal like a pig? Yeah. The Phoenix Mercury bleeped the shit out of the Indiana Fever last.
And while we're on the topic of being off your game, let's consider the message this sends to the whole team. If your star rookie, the one pulling in crowds, boosting TV ratings, and stacking wins, can get benched over a minor mistake, what's left for everyone else? The clear signal is, play it safe, avoid risks, don't try anything bold. It turns basketball into a game where all the excitement has been carefully removed, which brings us back to the bigger issue, basketball IQ. And no, the problem isn't with the players, it's with the systems. The sharpest basketball minds aren't always on the pro sidelines. Some of the most creative coaches are still in college, outsmarting pro teams with less talent but more imagination. Put a coach like Lisa Bluder at the helm in the WNBA, and suddenly you have a team that actually plays with joy. Let's be real. There are players in this league who have perfected the art of looking busy while doing very little to move the needle. They're great at running up and down the court, but since they don't challenge the status quo or stray from the game plan, they stay safe. Meanwhile, Clark dares to take one too many risks and ends up watching from the bench.
In the post-game press conference, Caitlin Clark Stephanie White made sure to give out about Caitlin Clark not passing the ball to Dantas. Like, we've seen Damiris Dantas play. She can't shoot. Why would Caitlin Clark pass the ball on an all-time heater to Dantas?
This just this last game this year. I started the fourth quarter off with like 3 turnovers in a row or 2 turnovers in a row, and Steph yanked me, and she was like this is like a learning moment. Like, you got to be able to, like, yes, like maybe it could have been there, like maybe you could have thrown a little bit better of a pass, maybe they could have caught it, but like, do we need that in this moment?
If you want to grow the WNBA, you don't muzzle the most electric player to come around in ages. You give Caitlin Clark the same freedom she thrived under with Bluder, because that's when she's truly dangerous. That's when she becomes the player everyone wants to watch. Sure, turnovers happen. They're part of the game. You can't be aggressive without them. But what's worse than turnovers? An offense so predictable that the defense could defend it blindfolded while reciting the alphabet backward. Here's the irony. If you let Clark play through her mistakes, she'll likely clean them up faster. That's the hallmark of a high basketball IQ, adapting and learning on the fly. Bench her, and you're not teaching. You're telling her not to try. Lisa Bluder understood this instinctively. She wasn't scared of the occasional misfire because she saw the bigger picture. And make no mistake, this isn't just a Caitlin Clark problem. It's a league-wide issue. But Clark's case is the perfect example because we know what she looks like with freedom. We've seen it for years. She's torched teams with a style that even neutral fans couldn't ignore. Right now, she's being forced into a system that fits the coach's comfort zone instead of her own. And all that does is dim the spark that made her a household name before she even stepped on a professional court.
Lisa Bluder always made sure people knew what they were going to do, aka she made sure people knew their role. Everybody knew their role, and that is the problem with the Indiana Fever and the bullcrap that Caitlin Clark deals with now. We got Natasha Howard coming in talking about she wanted to win MVP. Red flag. Red flag. We got Caitlin Clark, and you're talking about joining this team and winning MVP. She didn't know her role. Didn't know her role. That is the difference. We got a bunch of people on this team that do not know and understand their role.
Here's the fix. Bring in coaches who coach to their players, not to their playbook. Let Caitlin Clark run wild. Let her experiment. And yes, let her make mistakes. The WNBA doesn't need more safe possessions. It needs more jaw-dropping ones. And you don't get that without a little chaos. Because at the end of the day, no one's buying tickets to see a team play it safe. They're buying tickets to witness the next unforgettable moment. The one that gets replayed for years. Right now, the league's most capable creator is spending too much time sidelined when she should be the one creating those moments. And here's what's funny. People talk about protecting Caitlin like she's some fragile vase perched on a wobbly shelf. Protect her from what? The basketball court? She's no porcelain doll. She's the player who stormed enemy arenas in college, dropped 40 points, and left the crowd booing because she ruined their night. You can't win long-term if the defense knows exactly where the ball's going every single possession. And right now, Clark's offense in this system has all the spontaneity of a DMV line.
Guys, today Stephanie White has a clear conundrum on her hands, and she needs to figure out a solution to this problem before it's too little, too late. When Caitlin Clark was out with injury, Natasha Howard played well. Natasha Howard played well enough that kept us afloat along with Ari McDonald, along with Kelsey Mitchell, but Natasha Howard wasn't nearly as much of a hinder to the offense with Caitlin Clark.
She wasn't just scoring, she was orchestrating. Every possession felt electric, like anything could happen. A deep three, a sneaky pass, a steal leading to a fast break. That unpredictability kept defenses off balance and fans completely hooked. The minute you strip that away, you don't just change your style, you change the entire game. The solution? Let them play the way that made them stars to begin with. Bring back the freedom. Bring back the swagger. Bring back the green light Lisa Bluder handed Clark from day one, and let her make the pass that might not work, because half the time it will. And when it does, it ends up on every highlight reel in the country. Right now, the WNBA holds a golden ticket in Caitlin Clark. But if the league keeps clipping her wings with rigid systems, that golden ticket will turn into nothing more than a receipt. And receipts? They don't sell out arenas.